This is very, very personal, but I know that it's going to help somebody. The topic for today's video is my testimony. I don't want to say that I've been pushing this off. I'm so scared to like get it wrong, which is like weird because it's like my story, you know? It's not like if anyone's gonna get it wrong, it's not gonna be me. I am just afraid that I'd miss out on something. I know that when I was going through the thick of it, it would have really helped me to hear somebody else's story to give me a sense of hope. And that's what I hope today's video will do. I hope that it gives you a sense of hope, that there is a sunrise after the night. There is more. There's a reason behind all of it. You're going to get through it. And I wish that I had somebody to tell me that. You might notice this arm looks a little bit big. I got bit by a mosquito and I had a really bad reaction to it, and that's what that is. First of all, I want to say thank you for watching this video. Again, it means so much to me. And I know that, why am I already about to start crying? I know that, oh god, I get it. Okay, wait, okay, I need to get through the intro. I know that today's video is not entertaining per se, it's more so I'm a friend that is here for you to help you get through whatever you're going through. If you want to talk to me personally, if you have any specific questions about something I went through, how I got through a specific point or a specific obstacle in my life, please feel free to reach out to me. I am so more than happy to continue talking about this because this is what I'm here for. Yeah, so today I'm going to share my testimony with you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My Level Design Co. Discount code is still working, you guys. There's literally like a few days left, so by the time I upload this, I hope it's still going to be working, but definitely get on that. So I want to start off with this book. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life, What on Earth Am I Here For? This changed my life. Every single day that I read this book, I was like, oh yeah, I need to change that. Oh, I need to like do this. Oh yes, I need to incorporate that. The 37th day, or I guess the 37th chapter, it's called Sharing Your Life Message. He basically goes through and states 4 things that you should address when you are talking about your testimony. Number 1, what was my life like before I met Jesus? 2, how I realized I needed Jesus. 3, how I committed my life to Jesus. And 4, the difference Jesus has made in my life. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. I actually, after reading that chapter, I sat down and I wrote down my testimony and make sure that I pinpointed every important thing, everything that was important to me. Whew. Let's get right into it then. Little side note, Tamara actually gifted me this beautiful Bible. Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at it. It is literally the most beautiful thing I have ever laid my eyes on. It's gorgeous. It says, "Be still," the Holy Bible. And then it says, "The Lord has done good things for us, and we are filled with joy." Kind of side note, a little bit of a plug. Love All Design Co. But the Lord stood with me and gave me strength. Okay, alrighty, let's get started. And I'm reading because, like I said, I wrote it down. This is very, very personal. But I know that it's going to help somebody. Life before Jesus. I was lost, constantly seeking validation from guys and friends, always striving to be popular. I didn't fit in anywhere. No one wanted me. I tried to hide from God. I believed he was there, but in my mind he was so far away and had bigger things to worry about. About halfway through high school, I started living in the worst self-belittlement. I told myself I wasn't good enough for anyone. There was a point where I was... this is very personal. Okay, I guess Luca's gonna join me. There was a point where I was talking to 3 different guys because of the validation that I thought I needed. I would come home and sit in my bed crying for hours every day, telling myself that no one needed me and that there's no point in trying anymore. I would have obscene panic attacks in school bathrooms. My life was chaos. I had so many people around me, yet no one to turn to. I had such deep anxiety. It was so uncontrollable. Like, I overthought things to the point where it was just not real. Like, there was no way that it could be real, but in my mind it was possible. And then panic attacks, anxiety attacks happened so frequently that I kind of just gave up on trying to stop them. And at that time, I was going to church every Sunday, most Wednesdays, but you know, I was not opening my heart to God. How I realized I needed Jesus. I grew up in church, so I was always hearing the word, prayer, and others' testimonies. I was too stubborn to realize that I needed Jesus. My coming to Jesus moment happened at Remnant 2018, the first year that I went. I went to this conference because I thought it would be fun. But when I got there, my life changed. A woman came up to me, started praying and prophesying. You were dancing with your daddy before you were born. He placed a crown on your head and called you his princess. I had found the validation, the peace, and the joy that my heart longed so yearningly for. In that moment, I realized that I needed Jesus so badly. I remember the weeks after that just being at home and kind of realizing every single time that I would continue to make a mistake, but it wasn't that kind of cycle that I was in anymore. It was like I realized the mistakes that I made and I realized what I needed to change, whereas in the past I would make mistakes and feel guilty about it but just continue doing it. Then my life was so different, a real peace, something that I'd never known before. I was okay who God was making me to be and where I was at in my process, and I didn't need anybody, any person, any human being to tell me that, you know, I was good enough, or that I was pretty enough, or that I was doing a good enough job, or that I was putting in enough effort, because I knew that God was going to make me into the person that he had predestined me to be. And I was ready for that. I was ready to start that journey genuinely, wholeheartedly, with everything that I was. And now I'm sitting here today before you, better and happier than I ever thought I could be, at more peace than I ever thought I could have, growing in my relationship with God in a way that I never thought I could, accepting Jesus into my life in every single moment when I used to think that he didn't want to even know my name. When in reality, he knew me before I was born. He knew you before you were born. He knew who you were going to be. He already considered all the mistakes that you were going to make. And that doesn't change who he called you to be. And you know, Christianity, being a real Christian, a real believer, it's not about life being easy. Life is never going to be easy. Life consists of good and evil, not just good. Being a Christian doesn't exclude you from the evil, but having God by your side protects you from it. He helps you through it. He holds your hand. I remember I was watching this Mike Todd sermon. He showed this picture of a dove resting in this little cave in the side of this mountain that had like huge waterfall. There were thunderstorms going on. The waves were raging. It was like total chaos, but this little dove was resting in her nest. And he said that it's not about avoiding the storm. It's about finding peace in the storm. And that peace is Jesus. He's fighting for you. All he needs is your surrender. And I didn't realize that for the longest time. I thought that I had to fight this fight. I thought that I had to put in every bit of my own strength to prevent other people from getting hurt, from preventing other people from feeling pain. And I would put myself in this constant position of being hurt so that others wouldn't. I would put myself in this constant position of tiring myself out, fighting for other people to be able to have peace when it didn't even involve me. I was constantly putting myself in a position where I honestly did not value myself. I didn't care for myself. I was like, I don't matter if these people are feeling pain. I'm not making a difference if I can't make these people feel better. But in reality, if your cup is not full, you will never be able to serve those people. And the only person who can fill your cup is Jesus. And I did not realize that for the longest time until I genuinely was at the end of the line. I was sitting in my bed one night when I'd come home, and I genuinely think that that was one of the worst panic attacks that I'd ever had. And I was just sitting in bed, sobbing my eyes out. I felt like my eyes were in pain from how much I was crying. And my head was pounding from how much I was overthinking. And I was like, I'm just in physical pain, emotional pain. My heart is hurting. And I had no pity for myself because I thought that that's what I deserved. I thought that this is the effort that I needed to put through if I wanted to continue in life, and that's what I thought that I needed to do. I needed to feel pain if I wanted to live. That night I was sitting in bed, and I remember I turned on a song. I think I turned on Even When It Hurts by Hillsong. And I remember just literally, like, I'm not even joking, you guys, seconds into the song. Okay, oh my god, okay. I remember sitting in my room seconds into the song, and this insane peace came over me. Like, I can't, words can't even describe it. Like, every pain, physical, emotional, everything that I was feeling, just gone like that. It's like, he really does want to take your pain away. I just wish I knew sooner. But I know that if I had known sooner, I wouldn't have this story to tell. I wouldn't have the ability to help people through it. But that's why I'm helping you right now. That's why I'm being vulnerable and open about what I went through, because I don't want you to feel that kind of pain. Because there is so much more. There is such a better life that God is just waiting to give you. He has it in his hand. All he needs is your yes. All he needs is your yes. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was that easy. Just to proclaim Jesus as my savior, I thought that I had to do so much. I thought that it was such a commitment. Like, why can't I just live life the way that I am living it? Why can't I just live life on my own? Why do I have to have any responsibility and rules, regulations to my life? But it's not that. It's not rules and regulations. It's freedom. So that was just, that was just 2. Number 3, how I committed my life to Jesus. I constantly prayed, God, transform me, teach me, and work with me. God taught me through circumstances, situations, revelations, but it was all little by little. He never gave me more than I could handle. It was not always easy, but he taught me to see the after and the greater outcome. He planted a desire in my heart to spend one-on-one time with him. And I still made many mistakes, but rather than falling into a habitual cycle, I got up and allowed God to guide me out of that mistake. I turned to him with everything. I began to hold myself accountable. It took me a while, but I realized I needed to forgive myself because of the self-hatred and the harsh thoughts and things I had said about myself and to myself. God revealed to me the importance of community. I began to see that I needed to be at as many gatherings as I could if I wanted a renewed mindset. That's so true. Honestly, like, my parents never made me go to church. Even though I grew up in church, there were times when I felt like it was just a hobby that I just went every Sunday because I honestly didn't have anything else to do. Yes, it was like that for a while. But as soon as I committed my life to Jesus and I had a sense of that freedom, I never wanted to forget that. And so I would consistently go to church every Wednesday, every other Thursday, Friday for rehearsal. God is placing you in these groups, in these services, placing you in this surrounding of amazing people who genuinely care for you because he loves you and he wants you to know that you are loved, that you are cared for. He is sending people into your life. This video alone, if you are watching this, it's because he wants you to know that he's ready to pour out onto your life. All he needs is your yes. What difference did Jesus make in my life? He opened my eyes. I finally saw everything I was blind to before. I saw how he was seriously reaching out to me in every given moment. I finally began to love myself in the way I looked. I started to understand my worth. I gave way to God in my life. He showed me how every battle, victory, and situation had purpose. I finally experienced a joy I had never known, one that only comes from Him. That is my testimony. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I know it was probably longer than you had expected. And I just want to say really quickly, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And one more time, thank you for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Again, thank you for supporting me in every single step of this journey. See you guys next Sunday at 3 p.m. Mwah! Have an amazing, blessed week.